Before I met God, I had a really hard time. I was not happy. I just had so many problems. I didn't have joy, and I was struggling all the time. I heard the story of Jesus while riding in this taxi, and I was like, what is this? What is this religion? I don't know anything about it. There was a Cambodian that was sitting in front of me, and they were speaking about how they had believed in Jesus for a long time. And they told me about God. I felt at that time that God wanted me to be a Christian. I then came across AFM missionaries, and they invited me to their house a few times. They didn't directly talk to me about God, but they would have family worship, and they'd be reading the Bible and playing music. But I didn't know anything about it, and I didn't understand it at all. I couldn't read at that time. We worshiped one Friday. They were giving out books to everybody who was at worship. And when they gave me a book, I said, I can't have it. I don't know how to read, so I don't need one. They didn't try to invite me to be a Christian at all at the time. But then I met this Adventist pastor. He went by himself to my parents' house where I lived underneath the house. And he asked, why don't you stay up in the house? And I said, oh, there's too many people there. If I'm up there, we are just fighting because there's just no space. As I was telling him all this, he said, you know, you need to believe in Jesus and he will help you. I said, oh no, I'm not ready to believe in Jesus. I thought about believing in Jesus, but then I was worried that all of my neighbors were going to hate me if I changed religions. The pastor said, you know, you can choose to believe or not to believe. We're not forcing you. You have to make a decision for yourself. If you don't want to make a big decision yet, just try it. Pray to God in your heart and just remember God and ask Him to help you. And then see what happens. And so, one night, I prayed in my heart. And when I woke up in the morning, I felt so much better. I studied the Bible with a pastor, and over time, I decided to be baptized. Before I was converted, I used to be so mad at my neighbors. I was just always angry at them. And after I became a Christian, I could talk to them and I could be patient with them. Now I have Jesus in my heart. Even when they're always blaming me and accusing me of abandoning my religion, even if they say, did Jesus give birth to you? And even though my parents gave birth to me, I know that Jesus saved me and He washed my sins and He gave me a new heart. So now they call me Jesus as a nickname. They mockingly call me, Jesus, Jesus. But I tell them, I'm not going to force you to be a Christian. It's up to you to decide. Now it doesn't bother me when they call me Jesus. I got to study up to first grade and everybody was too poor. So I stopped. I didn't know anything. So then Eric helped to tutor me, and it was really hard for me to learn. I just learned little by little. I don't know all of it yet, but I can read the Bible, and it's nothing like before. Now that I can read, Eric has me do some of the teaching. I don't understand it all, but I read a little bit, and then we help each other understand. And on Fridays, Eric will go over the lesson with me. And then sometimes on Sabbath, I lead out in worship. It just makes me so happy because before, they used to give me a book. And I just used to put it to the side because I couldn't even read it. But now I can read the Bible with others. I want people to see my story and to see how God changed me and how before I used to be so angry and not want to talk to people. But God has saved me and He's given me a new heart so that I can say I'm very different than I used to be.